George?
Yeah, and I'll just only add to that, that in a lot of these other states that they operate in, they have renewable energy policies called renewable portfolio standards, which actually help them get what is called above the utilities avoided cost. The utilities generally pay an independent power producer, in this case, which is what would be, a price for power is generally very low, 3 cents, maybe 4 cents a kilowatt hour. With an RPS in place, they also get a renewable energy credit, which is another revenue stream. It represents 1 megawatt of the value of 1 megawatt of renewable generated power. So it makes projects viable there. We don't have that in Florida. We tried to pass one in 2008, 2009, came close, but were shut down in the legislature.
And you had to turn it over.
Yeah, I was just going to do it. I mean, you know, I work for Florida Power and Light, and environmental relations and sustainability group. Yeah. So one reason we also can't build solar, additional solar outside of 110 megawatts that was mentioned was because we have to serve peak. When we do a needs determination of the Public Service Commission, we have to show that we can meet peak demand, which currently solar doesn't do because it only 8 down on the right at this point in time. We'd love to continue to build more solar. We'd love to. We have 500 megawatts ready to go as soon as the PSC says you can do it, and it's cost effective. That's the key. It has to be cost effective. We have to build at the lowest cost per kWh. That's just the rule. I don't make rules.
Yes, sir.
So the question that relates to that is, what's happening with regard to solar for storage? Because, you know, we could have a huge solar panel on the house that generates much more power than I need during the day, but I need to have power at night. And I'm dependent on Florida Power and Light, or in my case, you know, the Florida Key Electric Cooperative, which gets their power from Florida Power and Light, to take care of us at night when, you know, there's no sunshine. What are we doing about storage? Or what are the potential?
That's why I want everybody in the state of Florida to have an electric car when the pump goes away. Because you have a mobile storage site for electric car. And you may be buying or selling of your car back to the grid. Solves the problem.
Yeah, but let's go there for a minute. If I had an electric car, you know, what's the range of an electric car? It's 150 miles from here to my house. You know, I don't know any electric cars that will get here.
Yeah,
right?
One, I would tell you should be walking to work anyhow, but that's another story. But the answer is, you have to balance it all out. So the answer to you right is true. Intermittence and renewables the utility can't dial them in when they want to. So you have to have a storage solution. There's no question about it, you're right. And currently right now, the best storage option for Florida is probably battery electricity energy, whether it be utility sited, you know, large scale battery storage device, something. And you have to include those economics in the whole calculation, so you're totally right. But I think moving into the future, right now you store it by just running it on the wires, because we do have net metering. So you just put it back on the wire and buy it back at night. But we have to solve these problems, so we will.
But when I buy it back at night, it's because they're generating it with that peaking unit or whatever they have, that gas power unit that they need to build. So that, because when the sun goes down on me, it goes down on everybody else too. Right? So they still have to meet the peaks. The efficiencies are running.
The peaks aren't at night though.
Yeah.
Peaks aren't at night.